Hello everyone. In this tutorial we will learn how we can use Mendeley for references in MS Word. So one way to do referencing is, which usually people do, is to just manually put some numbers and then manually put the references at the bottom of their manuscript or their report or whatever. So the problem with that is, nowadays each and every publisher, every journal, and even every organization to which you are submitting your report has its own formatting for references. So let's say if I'm talking about the journal papers or any publisher, so you are submitting your paper to them, and later on you decided not to submit to them. For example, either they reject your paper or whatever the reason is, and you need to change your referencing. So you need to change all the references in the manuscript by doing so manually. There sometimes it will be more than 100 references, so that may takes many hours to do. And sometimes even every journal has its own referencing formatting. For example, sometimes you have to put the years at the start and then the number of pages, and also, so every journal has its own formatting. And sometimes you can even do something like this. For example, you're writing a document, and then you just later need to add this small paragraph here, and that is taken from something else, but you are already done with your referencing and all these stuff. So for example, in referencing you need to be consistent, for example, with the flow. For example, 1 2 3 to 4 and then up to 5 6. So now that doesn't mean that you cannot use something. For example, here you cannot use something from reference number 1. Of course you can use, but sometimes what happens that you use a reference, let's say 39, here at the start, which should be somewhere after 38. So because you have added this small portion later, so what you can do is that you can just make this as a 6 manually, and on your references bring the 39 reference to the 6. However, you also need to change all your reference number accordingly, because now you have made this 6. You need to make the coming reference as 7, this one 8. So it will take a lot of time. So today we'll use Mendeley, and we'll learn how to use Mendeley so that we can save our time, and it's also one of the efficient way to uh, introduce references to your Word document. Okay, first of all, you should know from where you have taken this. You should know the source of this. For example, I'm writing 1, but here the 1 is man 1. So let's just delete that, and we will use Mendeley to do the referencing. So there is a tab here, is called the referencing. So you can see Mendeley to site. By the way, you should have Mendeley installed in your computer, and after that it will be available in the Microsoft Word. You can find a ton of videos on YouTube where we can you learn how to add the Mendeley. Alright, so the first thing first is that you should know the source of your referencing. I'll just quickly open Mendeley now, and you should first import all your file citation to your Mendeley. These are my previous papers, so what we can do here is just we will create a new folder. Let's say name it referencing using Mendeley. Okay, and press enter. So now this is my folder and this is empty. So what can I do? Since I told you that you should be able to identify the source from where, for example, you might have taken it from a research paper, from a book, from a conference paper, from anything. So you need to be able to download that, or at least you should have opened it online. For example, I have opened, so the first thing I have taken is from this research papers, which is from Elsevier Sandirect, and it is engineer failure analysis. So what I'm gonna do, I need to click this little icon which mentions site, and there are a couple of options. One is save to ref work. If you are using reference work, is also another software that can be used. Export citation as a text file, but for the Mendeley we are using this option, export citation to RIS. So when you click this, it will automatically download that file. You can just go to this location, show in folder, so you can see it is downloaded here. Okay, so what now I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open Mendeley, and I can add on additional file, add additional document to the current location. So you can just click this one, and here you can see your file, and you can, when you open it, so now you can see that this file is open in Mendeley. When you click it, you can read all the detail, the title of the manuscript, it is the journal article, the authors, the journal, the year when it is published, the abstract, and all this stuff. That's it. You don't need to worry anything about Mendeley now. The only thing you need to worry about is to at least remember the author name or the manuscript name or whatever. Or you can even just copy, for example, the author name from here. Let's say I just copy it here because I need to now cite this author here. I need to cite that manuscript. So what is the procedure? You need to click this icon, insert citation, and now you can see search by author, title or year in my library. So the Mendeley will only search this in your library. Okay, either you can just go to Mendeley, click this icon here, go to Mendeley, and you can just see this is my manuscript. You can just see whatever is you're trying to cite. So we are trying to cite this thing, so now just let's say I'm pasting there, so it will give me that manuscript. Okay, so that is from 2010 and it was engineering failure analysis. Just make sure that you are citing the correct manuscript here. When you press here and then press OK, it will come here, Bakhtiar et al 2007. But why it is like that? I mean, why it is not in the form of 1, 2, 3? Because you need to choose style from here. Currently it is set for the Taylor and Francis. You can just set, let's say, for engineering structure, which is a Journal of Science Direct Elsevier. So you can choose this. It will automatically be converted to 1. I'll show you this when I'm done with all my references. I'll show how easy it is from changing from one journal citation formatting to another journal or another formatting. So the second is the same procedure. The second, I've taken it from this, but now it is a different journal. It is Willy. So whatever the journal is, whatever the source is, all you need is to search for something where you can find the citation. So in here we can see there is a share option, but probably it will not be able. You can check it by the way you insert the share, so no shareable option. However, we can see there is a tool here, and sometime I'd say in Springer, some of the Springer journals, there the citation is mentioned in the bottom, so you also need to scroll down to check if that is something your case. So let's say in case of Willy library, we can just select tool and then export citation. So it will bring me to another page, how to cite. There is a manual thing, then you can just copy here, and then what I was mentioning earlier, what you can do is just copy from here. Let me show you this as well. So here, like, just you can manually write 2 here, and then in your referencing you can just manually write 2 and then just copy it here. So this is also one way, but it's not an efficient way because you might be getting many problems with this, and you may be facing, you have to be, it will take a lot of time so when doing so. So let's say just remove that. Will come back to our citation. Now the one way here is also download citation, so we will download is as a RIS. They've also mentioned a reference manager, ProCite, etc. Just direct import it and download it. So now you can see it is downloaded. I'm gonna open my Mendeley, and this is the citation I've downloaded, and there you go. Now you have it is from the earthquake engineering and structural dynamics. So as you can see, It is from earthquake engineering and structural dynamics. Now coming back to my Word document, I'm gonna cite that, but I need to know either the name of, for example, I can even copy the name of my article because it is already in my library, right? So now insert citation. So I just copied that and it will give me that thing, the manuscript. But you have to be sure specifically, okay, so it is written by this author, but Tiglia or something, I'm not quite sure, sorry for the pronunciation, but anyways, you can just always come to the Mendeley and check, okay, that was my author. So just click this and press OK, so it will be mentioned as 2. So as you can see, it is the same author. So this is how you can just do your referencing. I'll just quickly do the other from 2 to 4. So let's say for example here there it's just one person, one citation. Now here is 2, 3 and 4. I'm gonna cite 3 papers at once at one location. So how I'm gonna do that? I already have 2. I need to have 3 and 4. I have my third research paper here and fourth one here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just quickly need to download those, cite, export, yep, and then this one as well, cite, export, use my Mendeley. These two are the ones that I've recently downloaded. So now I've only needs to just be specific. For example, one is the seismic behavior of unenforced. Okay, let let's say if what if I did not download, if I did not copy something, for example the author name or whatever from the Mendeley, and just said, let's say I just want to type it. What was that? Seismic. So I can find a bunch of paper from this. Why? Because if you can check, so my Mendeley has a lot of other papers. I have a lot of folders. If you choose all the document, you probably will find maybe hundreds of documents in my. So there will probably be more document starting with the name seismic or whatever. But just come to this, check this, and just let's say copy a portion of this and just use that. See, and there's now another. So how what's the procedure to mention? Okay, so now you're just, let's say I accidentally click OK, although I didn't want it, but I accidentally, so now it is only 3. I also want to have 2, 3 and 4. So what we can do, we can just click this icon. Now this icon is edit citation. When you click somewhere else, it say insert citation. When you click insert this, it say edit citation. You can just also edit this, and you can cite 2 and 4 as well. So what's my 2 and what's my 4? I need to know. My 2 is this, seismic fragility. Control C, edit citation. So the second one, seismic fragility. Okay, and let's say for the moment this is 2 and 3, and also because I need to know where is my fourth one, let's say up to 2016, I'll just copy it, and let's say whatever, for example, it does it, you're setting it as a 4, but it does not necessary that you should keep your mouse click here, after 3. No, even if you can just put it here, the Mendeley will automatically update the numbering of references. That is very important. I'll tell you the importance of that later, by the way. See here, and okay, so now it has changed from 2 to 4. So that's all for this, and now my fifth citation is here. This is my fifth, by the way. This is my own paper, so export citation. So the citation is exported. Okay, by the way, you might also get confused. Okay, which one is among this? The best way to do, which I also did, is to check out the latest one and also considering the time. So this one is the recently downloaded, so obviously it is this one. And this is how. Okay, so now sometime it might give some warning. These details need reviewing. For example, you need to review these details. So sometime it might be something missing, for example the year, the author name or number. But anyways, if it looks okay, so all you need is to just click OK and copy this, come to your document, insert citation, paste that, and there you go, and okay. So now it is mentioned as a 5. Alright, so now I'll just leave it here and I'll come to 6 and 7. So my 6 one is this and my 7 one, okay. Sometime let's first download this, export citation, race, and download it. Okay, I can easily download it. But what will happen when sometime you do not have the paper that is from the journal, or something that is published in the journal, the book, whatever? What if you have a conference paper like this? So if you have the PDF of that, you can just download the PDF of this file, just download it and save it. Okay, now I have the PDF. So I can even export PDF file to my this. So first I will just export the previous one, and now I want to export the PDF. There you go. As you can see, this is a PDF file. However, it includes all the detail, but it might not be the case every time. Sometimes when you just export very old PDF, so it will miss some information and stuff. So what you can do is that you can even manually edit those details, and even if you have not anything at all, you can just right click your mouse and enter detail manually. So you can just choose whether that is a book, that is a patent, that is, let's say, a journal article, a magazine article, or a report, a thesis, whatever that is. You can just choose that, give the author title, the journal or the source where it was published, its year, its abstract if you can find it, and just yeah, and then just save it. That's all. Anyway, we'll come back to our 6 and 7. So this is my 6. The reason it's taking a time, so it is this one. Yep, is because I'm recording, I'm explaining things. When you are doing this on your own, it will only take few minutes of yours. And okay, what was this one? Application of basic solution for flexible building. Okay, coming back toward this, inside edit citation, you see every reference is distinguished with a semicolon here. So that's how things work here. So 6 and 7. All right, so now as you see, it is 5 and then 6 and then 7, so it continues with the order. Now what I'm gonna do, I'll just come back to this thing later. Press enter, just give it a title, references, and press enter. Insert bibliography. With your one click, it is going to insert all those references that I've taken, that I've inserted here, 5, 6, 7. You can see, but the important thing, it will consider the requirement of Journal of Engineering Structure. You see, so it is also the requirement of this particular journal, engineering structure. However, what will happen if you don't want this document anymore to be submitted to, but it happens all the time in journal publications and in submitting report to someone. Every document, every organization, every journal, every publisher has its own formatting. For example, the formatting for Elsevier is something like that. It's from engineering. So what will happen if you want to submit your paper to, let's say, this journal, Earthquake Engineering and Structural Dynamics? So let's just go with that. You need to come to this like an icon option. First, you can just take a look if it is already there. If it's not there, you can just click on more style. So now here you can just search that. So this is already installed. Click this one, get more styles, and search for Earthquake Engineering and Structural Dynamics. So this is the journal I want to. Now it is installed. Okay, come to install here. There you go. So use this style and done. So now you can see it has changed to the earthquake engineering and structural dynamics formatting. All you need to do is just check this icon which is called refresh. So now the formatting in all these is changed based on earthquake engineers. How you can see how the bold faces over here now, and probably the other formatting is definitely changed. So let's try another thing. What if I want to have something from Willy library? This is the, let's say, Journal of Earthquake Engineering. Journal of Earthquake Engineering is a journal that prefer to mention the author first name as a citation. For example, let me see if I have it. Okay, more style. Journal of Structure Engineering. Nope. Okay, let's use this. This is the ASE, American Society of Civil Engineering. Use this time and then. So now the style should be okay. Why? Okay, it's already installed, right? Yep. Use this style for all document type and press done. Okay, for some reason it's not changing, but anyways, we can also get some more style. For example, now I'm just Journal of Earthquake Engineering. Journal of Earthquake. Alright, because that comes under the Taylor and Francis, so there might be a style called Taylor and Francis here. Okay, here the EPA style. So when I choose that, as you can see, my referencing style is changed in text. You see it was 1, now it is showing the author first name, and here you can also see here I have 3 author names. So how are you supposed to write each and every detail, every dot, every comma manually? So just one click, it will change everything for you. See here and also here. And the important thing to mention here is also change the referencing style, because the EPA style is the alphabetical order. It will start from A, B, C, D all the way up to Z. Since A, B comes first, even it takes into account B, then A, then T. So here we also have B, A, because T comes first before Y, so that's why it is taken that as a first reference. Similarly for the other as well. So this is how this thing works. Let me just change this again to engineering structure, just to be more, for to explain the next point. So the next point is, let's say I'm done with this portion. I've added something here and I want that reference to be a reference 8 rather than, rather than I want that to be 6, because after 5 comes the 6. It is completely different reference, different citation. That is not something that is taken from any of these. By the way, you can, let's say if this sentence is taken from the first reference, you can always use first reference here without any problem. Let me just, for example, the first reference is this one, damages. Okay, so this is my first reference. I'll just copy it and come over here, insert citation. So that's it, and okay. So now it doesn't mean that it will not repeat this reference again. It is just one time, but you can repeat it within Indian text many times. Alright, so the next point I'm trying to make is that, let's say if you have this sentence or a small paragraph from something that is, let's say, written after those documents, after the document is finished, you have written something here, and you're also done with all your referencing and stuff. So probably you, if you're doing this manually, you will put your reference here, because you cannot put your reference after 5. If you do so, you need to change all the con- consecutive references manually, and you need to change all those references manually in the Word document. However, if you use Mendeley, for example, if you cite something here, let's say this is my another reference. It's also by the way belong to me anyways. So export citation, come to Mendeley, add this document. I should already have this, but anyways, here, yep, details are correct. Maybe because I've already those two documents in my library, that's why it was giving me some error. Anyways, I'll copy that, and now I want to cite it here. There you go, and press OK. As you see, it was 6 and 7. It is automatically changed to 7 and 8, and this becomes 6. So this saves a ton of time when you're writing manuscript. And also all you need is, because it is 8, so this one is 6. As you can see, the 6 is now that particular reference: instigation on low cost base isolation, instigation on low cost base isolation. So this is very important when you do. Alright, I think that's all. I've tried to cover most of the thing, but anyways, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. And yeah, that's all. So just, let's say, I'm just repeating one more time. If you want to change the formatting of all those tabs, just one click, APA style, that's it. It will do all the changing automatically for you, and even the referencing itself will be changed based on the EPA style. And if you don't want that, just come to the IEEE or this or that or Nature, Taylor and Francis, or whatever you want. You can always add the style of your favorite journal to which you are submitting, or any organization here, and then you can just click one thing. Sometimes when it didn't work, all you need is just click this thing, little icon, refresh, so it will refresh all the bibliography and all your references. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you.